to make the, hit the normal changes. I forgot to make my reservation on time, so let me use Tatkal. It was not something like that. It was like, you have to give the justification that because of this reason, I could not raise the request and I make sure this will not happen again, or whatever the business justification behind it. But the approving authority was same as that of normal changes.
So you are saying essentially that you could have merged that into emergency changes.
No. Again, you are forgetting the point.
What's that point?
No, what I am trying to say is, if you are doing the wrong customization, it doesn't help you in the longer run.
No, it's
creating
not a wrong customization.
Creating another category is not going to help.
No, I think
you should have molded your process.
If I would have gone up whiteboard with a marker, I can give you the justification and cost effectiveness and returns on the cost on this customization as well.
You are yourself saying the change authority remains the same. So what's the change? Why are you creating another category?
I tell you what.
There is no.
If you want to get into details of it, I tell you what. The reason is very simple. The CAB meetings takes place every Thursday. Fine. And I am supposed to raise a change request by Wednesday so that is reviewed in CAB. Now, incidentally, I realized that there was a change which was supposed to be raised, and for some business reason we could not raise that particular change. We had to raise the change request on Friday, and change was supposed to be implemented on Sunday. I'm taking a scenario. CAB meeting has already taken place on Thursday. How can, if you raise a change on Thursday?
Emergency change, my friend. Why would you call it ad?
No,
why would you create a
then I would say you don't know the definition of emergency changes. Emergency changes are for the break fix production issues that today I got a change, and for that there is a separate CAB meeting which is known as e-CAB. So today I raised a change because there was a production issue, I need to fix it, I need to apply the patch on the server right now. This is a different scenario. On Thursday, there was a CAB meeting, on Friday I raised a change, it needs to be implemented on Tuesday. But then,
to my mind, what you are saying,
and I'm giving you a simple scenario.
What the scenario which you are telling me, I think would have been merged with the emergency change. That's one.
No.
Number two,
sir,
number
you
two,
are completely defeating the definition of
configuration. This is a configuration, this is not a change. Second.
Let's not discuss.
Second.
No, because
the third point I'm trying to make
judges are saying something.
Let's not discuss one specific scenario. Let's move forward.
I'm coming to the point. He himself said that we tuned the process first and then molded the tool.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
I have a question. I have a question to Mohit. Mohit, you are debating that emergency change is only when it is a showstopper. Right? If it is a showstopper, it's emergency.
No, not at all, sir. I am giving you an example of additional type of change, which is expedited change, but it's not an emergency.
What is the purpose of expedited changes?
I tell you.
What are you going to do? What is the value to the business of expedited changes?
I'll tell you. See, I have got a normal change, which was, I'm giving you a complete scenario, which was raised on Monday, okay, and that needs to be implemented on Sunday. CAB meetings happens on Thursdays where we get approvals. This is a normal change. Now, since I am running the operations, during my course of action, because we do proactive management on our servers, we saw that the CPU utilization or memory utilization on this server is going to be very high. Not now, but the way the activities are going on, in 3-4 days, it is going to happen. Okay. Now, but then this I realized on Friday. Okay. And I had to raise a change request there and then as an expedited change. I tell you. I'm coming to your point. You are saying it can be considered as an emergency change? No. Again, I'm stopping. I'm telling you.
What is the problem?
I'll tell you.
In this scenario, what I think is you will not create a change first. You will first create maybe an incident or a problem.
No.
Because it is yet not an incident. First thing, it may become, because you are seeing it as a warning. The threshold of memory utilization or space utilization is at 95% or
No, not now. If it would happen not now, I would have raised the emergency change. I am talking about a scenario which is predicted in 3-4 days, but a scenario which is between 2 CAB meetings.
So what?
Yes.
Emergency is if I cannot wait for CAB approval.
So
if I cannot
all the changes would not come on the day you are doing the CAB meeting. They will
any kind of change
should have
any kind of change which happens within a certain time frame is not an emergency change. Emergency change has to be implemented there and then because it's a production break fix issue.
We debate that separately.
Let's not discuss that straight and
Another thing, whenever you implement a product, just 1 second I would like to say, whenever you are implementing a particular product in production in some organization, there is some amount of configuration which you do, but that configuration is non-standard change. Sorry, a standard change. That configuration is a standard change for that particular service or for that particular product. It is not a non-standard change. So it is not about molding the process.
Oh, it is not
It is
about
configuration.
about.
Configuration you will in any case have to do. I'm not.
You are talking about molding the process to tool. I am talking about molding the tool to process. Understand the
What
topic,
I'm
sir.
saying is the configuration changes. When you do an implementation, you will have to do. These are configuration changes.
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
Which are not the changes.
So
These
then
are
what
not
is
the
it?
changes.
You mean to say the customizations are not changes?
Change. You have to see.
It is not
you
about
have to see
molding.
change and perspective.
You have just a time out. What he is talking about that configuration of changes and customization. Configuration of the tool and
And the customization are two different things. Yes.
I agree to that.
I have a question for Ranjan. If there are scenarios or processes which require tool customization, I'm not talking about tool configuration, tool customization. If there are scenarios which require tool customization, as a consultant, how do you address it?
See, I will again take the example of the SAP customizations. When SAP, the broader guidelines which they have given is that when you are doing any customization, don't do customization for functionalities more than 15 to 20%. So 15 to 20% are permissible, but you will not do a full-fledged customization.
Sir, even I said not 80% customization is molding, 15-20%. Yes, obviously, I cannot, as I said in the starting, I will not change the face of the tool altogether. I'm just molding the tool to the process because that is a kind of customization based upon the requirement. So am I defeating the objective of having the tool in this? No. I'm just molding the tool in such a way, it's vanilla image to the strawberry image, which would make it more meaningful to the client's requirement. And that's what I have been saying. He's thinking of molding the tool means completely changing the face of the tool, which I'm not saying. I'm saying just to customization of the tool. And just to focus upon that, expedited changes, emergency, that's a different thing. All I wanted to say was when you have to adhere to the client's requirement, you have to make changes in the tool. And you have to do it instead of saying, no sir, we will change the process according to the tool.
So, what is saying concern to you?
Yeah.
Would you set any limit for the tool customization? To this extent, we can take the customization requirement from the customer. Beyond that, it's not a priority.
Yes sir, I'll tell you the answer to this. As I said, I gave my scenario. When I did that, obviously, tool is nothing but a script is written behind, it's an application interface, you can change it altogether. But we have to ensure that the respect and the authenticity of the tool is maintained. I'll give you an example for this. One of the clients while I was working, I went there for process improvement. And you know what? Just to save the cost of the tool, because problem management modules come separately, incident management comes separately. Just to save the cost of the tool, what they did was, in incident management console, they just mentioned the tab of RCA, yes or no. If in the incident management console you select yes, then you have to do the RCA, and there was a separate tab made on RCA on that, you need to fill your RCA details. Because what they were saying was that we are handling incident and problem together, so we are saving our cost, and that's a cost-effective solution. Now that is ethically wrong from the process and remedy point of view. A problem management phase altogether, you should buy it, and then if you want any level of customization, 10, 15, 20%, you should do it. So when you question me that to what level you will go, I'll say I'll go to the level till the time it does not break the respect and authenticity of the tools framework. I'll not go to a level which breaks the complete objective of having ITR in place. That would be my take.
Fine. So let's sum up and maybe then you can switch the role
Yeah.
so that we understand each other's perspective better. You want to sum up or want to sum up your point or you think you are good enough?
No, I guess the point which I am trying to make is you do not take a product which is which is popular already in industry, used by so many organizations, and which implements the standards very well today, that you will take it to some of the organization, implement it and customize it heavily just because you want to map your tool to your processes, and then you make the tool or the application a dirt. So that's not the right way. That's not the right way.
Customization to a certain extent.
Customization to a certain extent is okay, and the tools are configurable to always to a certain extent.
Configuration is okay, customization to a certain extent
Is okay, but
to a certain extent, I would want to just quantify, because most of the times you start with a small thing and land up with lot of customization. So one of the thumb rules out of experience is, whenever you customize, get the product support team in the loop and take their buy-in, otherwise you're going to lose the product support.
Yes, and that's what I told in the example, that I dropped a separate mail to Remedy, because Remedy was implementing the tool, we were defining the process, asking them and seeking their permission. They gave me the written permission that yes, we would be able to support this kind of customization. And sir, you made out the exact point which I was right. So he made the sum up for me. Certain level is to a level to the point where you are not breaking the authenticity of the tool.
Now, just
reverse.
Refresh your thought process now.
Change the thing.
Then the give me a paper take.
Change.
Expectation you will not be using the points which your opponent has already been used to.
Is it really required to change the thought if I stick to my thought?
No, you don't need time now.
That's okay.
You won't be able to see
You are not able to speak on the side?
the other side.
No, I'm able to speak, but the point is whether I really agree to that or
No,
not.
really is, we will discuss after.
So that's what he have said. Is it mandatory to change
mandatory,
this
right.
side, or is it optional?
As long as you agree to disagree, it is okay.
Yeah, for timing, for 10 minutes you will have to switch.
It's always better to to the other side of the table, so that now you can be more effective on this side.
Take the role of the table.
For manager, it is becoming difficult to think about the side.
My boss says that in order to understand the client's requirement better, start behaving as a client. And in order to make client understand that what challenges you are facing, just make him, the implementer for 10 minutes and then ask him. Like, we saw a movie, Anil Kapoor and Amish Puri, that was Nayak. I think they interchanged their roles.
He becomes chief minister.
He becomes chief minister for one day.
Interchange.
He doesn't interchange.
He
plays the role.
You just become the chief minister for one day.
I mean,
Another day doesn't become a reporter for
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, just like putting somebody in your shoes and ask them how you feeling.